All right. What up, y'all? What up, y'all? How you feel? How you feel? Get excited. You already know. I'm Merch Life J. So, yeah. Let's do the applause. Let's do the applause. All right, get excited. So, today we're talking about how to find your niche. I have taught this class so many times, right? So many times that I wanted to give you the last recording that I did of this class because I was in a hotel at the time. I was doing this class live from a hotel bathroom, and how to choose the right niche for you is also Impact Meeting number 36. So today, you'll get to see it as it was meant to be seen, right? So you'll get to see it on via the recording that I did before, man. So what? What's up? Huh? So yeah, here it is, man. Get excited. And I ain't out here up to nothing but I publish mine. Don't judge a book by its cover, judge another brother. And I ain't out here up to nothing but I publish mine. And I ain't out here up to nothing but I publish something. A nigga try to write your story and go tell him something. Yeah. So y'all can hear me on Instagram. I mean on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter. Everybody that's watching, get excited. I appreciate y'all coming. Let me send this email out real quick.
What's up, Dave?
Grand Rising, gentlemen. How y'all doing? What's up, Coach?
Beautiful day, man. You know it is. Beautiful day.
Yes, sir. I heard it was the best day of your life, Coach.
Every single darn day. You already know. All right, man. All right, I sent the email, so they should be coming in here pretty soon. Hey, if you watch it from Facebook or YouTube, say something in the comments so I know you here, so I know who you are. I only see a number on this end, so get excited. Today's impact meeting is very personal to me. It is very intense to me as well, man. I'm very sensitive about this subject. Make my man Dance moderator. I'm gonna go ahead and add a few people while we're still getting adjusted. I'm gonna add a few people. I see you watching on YouTube. Grand Rising, Miss Tamika, how you feel? I'm inviting everybody that's in fan base right now. Yeah, man. So today is episode number 36, and we are talking about how to find the right niche, right? So how you pick. Some people say niche, some people say niche, but we're talking about the same thing. So how is it that you determine what it is that you should be on here talking about, or what it is that you want to do, right? And before I get into my answer, before I get into the spiel, I want to ask Coach and I want to ask Dez. You guys know your niche. Y'all already know. But how did
what it is that you want to do, right? And before I get into my answer, before I get into the spiel, I want to ask Coach and I want to ask Deus. You guys know your niche. Y'all already know. But how did you find it? Let's start with you, Coach.
Man, I found mine back in the 80s when I saw people doing it through the mail. And I was like, for real? This how people really making money? Like, just by telling folks about somebody else's business? Word of mouth is getting people paid. But it's something I want to do then. So that's what I got into. And then once 93 hit and the internet was there, it just opened a whole new world, man.
Yes, sir. That sounds about right. Hey, it sounds about right, bro. Hey, my man Deus, how did you find your niche?
Peace, bro. So for me, it started in Brother Ben X's digital real estate course to keep it a band with you. And the first day I popped in there, I didn't know nothing about Brother Ben X. My man's put me on. So I popped in there to see what's going on. He basically sent me to scout as part of building his business because he knows I like psychology. And that first meeting I popped in, one of the things Brother Ben X said at the beginning was, you are what makes you unique. And from there, I realized that my niche didn't have anything to do with weightlifting or bodybuilding or anything like that. It's what I wanted to do. So I wasn't able to find my niche until I was able to realign my head on it, because there's no way I could put out stuff like bodybuilding or weightlifting. Even though that's what I love, it's not what brought me joy. So that's how I found my niche.
And that's a great point. That is a great point. I'm glad that you said that, because that leads us into the message, man. It's 3 questions that you want to ask yourself when it comes to finding your niche or your purpose. I call it your purpose because if you operate in your purpose, that's going to become your niche anyway. If you operating in the right niche, that is already your purpose anyway, right? So those things are synonymous. So when I say purpose or niche in this meeting, remember that I'm talking about the same thing. So the first thing you want to ask yourself is, what do I enjoy that I am also naturally good at? Now, Deus had a good example of weightlifting, bodybuilding. Those are things that he enjoys, and those are things that he's actually good at, right? But as he also stated, that is not his niche. That's not his purpose, right? So the 3 things before we get into the other 2 questions, the 3 things that you really have to take into account and understand before you even decide or acknowledge what your niche is. What up, Armin? How you feel? I see you in the building.
Good morning. Good morning. I'm just listening in. Y'all do y'all thing.
Yes, sir. Grand Rising. So the 3 things you want to take into account before you even get started with what your niche is your talents, your skills, and your gifts. I don't know if you've ever read the European mythology book, aka the Bible. In there's a scripture in there. I'm sure it's taken from somewhere else, but there's a scripture in there that says your gift will make room for you. It doesn't say your talent will make room for you, and it doesn't say your skill will make room for you, right? It says that your gift will make room for you. So let me give you the definitions of these 3 things. My definitions of these 3 things first, before we talk about them. So a talent is an innate artistic ability, right? Your talent is something that you are good at, just like question number 1, something that you are good at, but it's also an ability that you can enhance through practice. You know, it's something that you can enhance, but nobody had to teach you this. This talent, this is something that you already had, right? Before you even got in class to learn about it. So that's a talent, right? And a skill is something that you did not have at all, but were able to learn through someone teaching you, right? And I see you in the comments, Tamika. If you will, can you repeat these in the comments for me? So a talent is your innate artistic ability, and your skill is something that was taught to you. But your gift, your gift is that essential characteristic, right? Your gift is already built into you. And the difference between your gift and your talent is that it's not innate. So your talent is a skill, if you will, that is already built into you, but something has to happen for it to come out, right? So like me, for example, I am good at music. I am good at playing instruments. I can play any percussion instrument. I can play any wind instrument. I can play any string instrument. All I have to do is hear what you want me to play, and then I can repeat that. I could do this before I learned how to read music. I could do this before I was in school for music or took percussion or any of those classes. I knew how to do this, right? So that's an innate artistic ability. That's why I call that a talent. Now, a skill, this is how it turned into a skill. It turned into a skill from me practicing and me learning more about it. Now that I know how to read music, I don't have to hear it and then try to repeat it. I can just read it on the paper and repeat it, right? What up, G? How you feel?
What up? I'm feeling great. I don't know what y'all were talking about, but I'm excited to hear about it.
Yes, ma'am. So I'm gonna do the quick recap anyway. You already know. We're talking about
I do.
Yeah, we're talking about how to find your niche today. So basically how to find your purpose, right? So and how to operate in the correct one. Now, I was explaining before you talk about your purpose, you want to keep these three things in mind. And those three things are talent, skills, and gifts. Because inside of the European mythology book, aka the Bible, they tell you that your gift will make room for you. I'm sure it was taken from somewhere else, but this is where I saw it at. Your gift will make room for you. So a talent is an innate artistic ability. That's something that you're really good at, and it's inside of you. You already know how to do it. What up, Neo? Thanks for coming through. How you feel?
You sound extremely low, bro.
Yeah. I could barely hear you, Neo.
I said I'm feeling excellent, and good morning to everyone in the room. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Thanks for coming. Yeah, man.
Rick Rod.
Yeah, Grand Rising, bro. So today we talking about this is the other recap. So today we talking about how to find your niche, man. How to find your purpose, right, and how to operate in it. So, and this is really a really personal, touchy subject for me. I get really emotional about this, but I'm gonna breathe. So I want you to keep three things in mind before you talk about what your purpose is or before you find your niche. And those three things are your talent, your skills, and your gifts. Your gift will make room for you, right? Your skills are something that is taught to you. So a skill is something that you didn't know anything about, but you took a class or you were in a training course or you went to work and they taught you how to do this. This is a skill. Your talent, right, is the innate artistic ability that you were born with. So if you're a poet, if you can read music, if you can play music without reading it before anybody taught you how to read music, and you can repeat a song that you hear, that's an innate artistic ability. That's inside of you. But your gift is an essential characteristic. So your gift is something that people can see already without you telling them, hey, this is my gift. Right? So like I'm an author, I'm a public speaker, I'm a motivational speaker, and my 9 to 5, my daily income comes from sales. And in order to do all of these things, you must be able to communicate, right? So my talent might be sales or music. My skill might be getting people to buy stuff, or my skill might be sales, right? But my gift is communication. Do y'all see what I mean? Is that did that explain those three things well enough, or do I need to expound on that further? Anybody?
I say my gift is the psychology part.
Right. All right. So if your gift is psychology, what skill came out of you already having the psychology and people seeing that in you? What was taught to you that pertains to the psychology?
How to approach the people. That's a skill that was taught to me, like learning how to read the room. But other than that, the psychology came, it's just simple to me, treat people how you want to be treated. and usually come out
And that's
on
why,
top.
and that's why that's your gift, because that's an essential characteristic. That's something you were born with, and it's something that people on the outside of you can already recognize, right? So a talent is something you're born with, but some things got to happen for it to come out, right? Maybe emotional distress. Maybe you have to be extremely happy. Maybe you have to be afraid, right? A talent is like, say, I don't know if y'all watch X-Men, but a talent can be considered the moment that their mutant powers manifest. Even though it's a gift, it turns into a talent when you talk about, I'm only able to use it in a certain mood, right? So those are the three things you want to keep in mind before you talk about what your purpose is. And then there are three questions that you want to ask yourself when searching for what your purpose is. And the first one is, what do I enjoy doing that I am also naturally good at? Right? And that's how you identify. Well, let me ask you this, Coach. The question, what do I enjoy doing that I'm also naturally good at? Which one of those three things I talked about would that identify?
I mean, all right, you said which one do I enjoy doing? Well, I enjoy producing success. Like, I like to see people's life be easier than harder. So that's what I get out of it. I enjoy making somebody's life easier. And when I do that, it usually comes full circle back around to me because I've built trust with that person.
I mean, as far as the talent, the skill, or the gift. The thing that you enjoy, but you're also naturally good at, which one would that be? A talent, a skill, or a gift?
It would be more of a gift. I would think it's a gift for me. And it's a talent too, but it would be more of a gift too.
Yeah. I could say it would be either. But I was looking for talent, right? And I say that because I enjoy doing it, but I'm also naturally good at it. To me, sounds as though I only do this when it's enjoyable to me, right? So I would consider that a talent. Because you have to be in a certain mood in order to get that, to bring that out of you. You know how you got those rappers that are really good at rapping, but it's like, bro, I can only rap if I smoke some weed first. You know those rappers that can only like, they might be good, but they only good when they high. That's a talent. That's not a gift.
Yeah,
if you can't do it no matter what, it's not a gift. It's not a gift. You know what I'm saying?
Point made.
Bet. All right, so
Mark.
Yes, sir.
Mark. Okay. So anyway,
you mentioned the Marvel world. You mentioned Wolverine. So it made me
think about Wolverine and the Incredible Hulk, who were not born with this. Could you apply your three principles? Could you find a way to apply those three principles to the Hulk and to Wolverine?
Well,
thank you.
Yes, sir. I love this because Marvel. I got a Black Panther shirt on right now. Get excited. You already know. So let's start with Wolverine, right? Wolverine was actually born with the bone structure that comes out of his hands. He was born with that. Now that antimanium that Stryker put around his body during that surgery, and the only reason Wolverine was able to survive the surgery is because he has the innate ability or the gift, right? Not the innate ability, because that's not a talent. He has the essential characteristic that you can see outside of the entire procedure, because his body heals faster than you can hurt him. The only way to kill Wolverine is to sever his entire head off. That's it. You got to do that, and you got to do it fast if you want him dead. So, and I believe that his talent, right? Wolverine's talent is maybe the fact that the fact that he is able to brush things off mentally, right? His talent is his mental focus. And his skill, I believe, something that was taught to him because Wolverine was in the military. His skill is combating things physically. So his skill that was taught to him was how to fight, how to get people off of him, how to murder people, how to do those types of things. And his gift, his essential characteristic was always that how he heals, right? So when you add the metal to his body, it doesn't enhance his talent. I mean, it enhances his skill. It doesn't enhance his talent because mentally, well, now that I'm thinking about it, it does enhance his talent because once he did what he did with Stryker, even though Professor X had to pull those memories out of Wolverine in order for him to understand what actually happened to him, he mentally blocked that out. At some point, he mentally blocked it out so he could move forward with his life. So Wolverine has the talent, the skill, and the gift. But to identify those three, his gift is the ability to heal. His skill was the ability to fight. And his talent is the ability to mentally block out the things that no longer serve him. Those memories hurt him. And I believe that's why his mind made him cut those off. So he couldn't remember them before Professor X was able to unlock his mind, if you will.
Can we get some party cheers?
Yes, sir. And then the Hulk, right? The Hulk. And I'm going to be fast, man, because I see OD in the building. How you feel? I see rumbling down there. Get excited, y'all. What's up? How you feel?
Oh, what's good? Yo.
You already know. So today we're talking about Impact Meeting number 36. We are discussing how to choose the right niche, right? So this is your purpose we're talking about. This is what you are made for, right? And the three things you want to keep in mind are talent, skills, and gifts. Your gift is that essential characteristic that you have inside of you that people outside of you can recognize, right? People, when they see me, they already know this guy knows how to communicate. He can get his point across. The skill, right? The skill is something that someone taught you. The skill is something that you had to learn in order to get a hold of. And your talent is that innate artistic ability, is that ability that you have deep down inside, but you can only do it if you're in a certain emotional or mental state, right? So like, for example, those rappers that are good at rapping, but they can only rap if they drunk some lean or smoke some weed, that's not a gift. That is a talent. You know what I mean? Like, all right, so we were talking about the Hulk, right? We were talking about Wolverine. Now I'm gonna go into the Hulk. So the Hulk has that poisoning from the gamma radiation, right? If you really study Marvel and you understand who the Hulk is, gamma radiation would kill me. It would kill you. It would kill anybody. But the way his blood is set up, the Hulk's blood can synthesize gamma, and the reason that he's able to turn into the Hulk is because he has a specific blood type. And that's why She-Hulk, she was only able to become Hulk when her blood, when Bruce Banner's blood entered her body. And that's because they have the same blood type. They have the same genetics. They are cousins. They are related, right? So theoretically, his entire family could turn into the Hulk, but we ain't gonna get into that. So his talent or his innate artistic ability is the things that he does with science. So basically, if Bruce Banner was not already a scientist, he would never have been able to understand what is actually happening to his body. The reason that Smart Hulk even exists is because of Bruce Banner's talent. Bruce Banner's talent, his innate ability, which is inside of him that you can't see outside, is the fact that he's smart. He's going to get in there and analyze what's going on. That's his innate ability. Now, his skill, something that he had to teach himself, is how to stay calm in adversity, right? Bruce Banner said, they asked him once, they said, yo, how do you control the Hulk being as though he comes out every time you're angry? He looked back at the camera and said, hey, Tony Stark, I'm always angry. And then he turned into the Hulk, right? So his skill was the fact that he could control his emotions because he had to be taught that. In the beginning, when he first got his powers, the Hulk used to just spaz out and just destroy things, and nobody knew what was going on, not even Bruce Banner. So again, his gift, his essential characteristic, was the fact that his body automatically synthesizes gamma. And this is another reason why I say everything that happens to you, it doesn't happen to you, it happens for you. That could only succeed inside of Bruce Banner or a family member of Bruce Banner's body. That's why it didn't happen to Tony Stark. That's why it didn't happen to T'Challa. That's why it didn't happen to Steve Rogers, because they would have died if it happened to them, right? So everything that happens to you happens for you, not to you, right? All right, so off of the Marvel segue, and before we get into that, what up, Mind Game? How you feel? Thanks for coming through. I see you at the bottom there. Oh man, we got the creator. What's up, bro? We got the creator in the audience, man. Everybody give it up for my man Isaac. How you feel? You want to come to the stage, bro? If not, it's cool. So the impact meeting today, we're talking about how to find your niche, right? How to find your purpose. And I think my man OD got something to say. What's up, OD?
Nah, that's me clapping. Turn up.
Yes, sir. Thank you for coming in. And Monifa in the building. What's up, Monifa?
Good morning.
Grand Rising, how you feel? So we're talking about how to find your niche, how to find your purpose. And I explained earlier that the three things you want to keep in mind before you even approach what your purpose is are these three things here: your talent, your skills, and your gift. Now, the European mythology book, aka the Bible, tells you that your gift will make room for you. What does that mean, though? Your gift will make room for you. Your essential characteristic that you have inside of you that people outside of you can recognize, that is your gift. For example, my gift is communication. I'm an author. I'm an author all the time. By day, my 9 to 5 is sales, and I do motivational speaking and things like this, the room that you're in now. So my gift is communication. My talent is sales, and my skill is the ability to talk to people, or is the ability to get people to understand what I'm trying to say, right? So you got talent, skills, and gifts. Now, there are 3 questions that you want to ask yourself to figure out, if you don't know, what your purpose is or what your niche is. And the first one is, what do I enjoy doing that I am also naturally good at? Now, that's how you're going to find your talent, because that's your innate ability. You enjoy doing something and you're naturally good at it. Like, for example, I can, like I said before, I can hear a song and I can play that song on any instrument you put in front of me. I don't have to know where the notes are. I'm going to figure it out in about 5 minutes. And I've done this plenty of times, right? So the second question that you really got to ask yourself is, what problem do I see in the world that I would like to solve? Hey, my man, Coach, when you ask yourself, what problem do you see in the world that you would like to solve? What does that do inside of your mind?
Makes my wheels start turning, looking for the solution. To basically present that solution once I find it. And I was going back to what you just said, like 3 minutes ago, about having an actual talent or gift. That in a lot of people is cooking. Like, if you know you're good at cooking, everybody be fighting over your food. You need to take that message and run with it. Because if people fighting over your food in the family, that means you make good food.
Yup.
That's your business.
Nah, bro, you absolutely right, man. And a lot of people don't really know what their purpose or their gift is, because they overlook it. They think that it's something simple, like they think that it's something that everybody has, when in actuality, you are what makes you unique, right? Your gift will make room for you. So when you talk about cooking, right? When you talk about cooking, it sounds simple to people. It sounds like this is something everybody should know how to do and blah, 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 right? Everybody can make instant noodles or instant oatmeal, but ain't nobody going to whip up that Thanksgiving meal like your grandma or whatever the case may be, right? So cooking might be your purpose. It might be your niche, but it might be your skill too, right? Because you weren't born knowing how to season stuff. You weren't born knowing how to measure flour. You were born knowing how to create something that can go in someone's body and nourish them. So the difference between cooking and nourishing someone is gift and skill. You see what I'm saying? And your talent might just be putting the plate together and making it look nice. So you got to be aware of those 3 things when you talk about your gift, for that reason.
Hey, can I chime in real quick?
Yes, sir.
How you guys doing this morning? Thanks for inviting me in. This is a very interesting topic and a timely one at that. I'm a creator, artist, if you will, and I run a multimedia business, and one of the questions that I've been asking my clients over the last couple of years is, do you have an account? And most people will say yes. Then I ask them, does your account create their own logo? And the majority of people say no. And the reason why I'm framing these questions like this is because right now there's an abundance of creators who are being told that all they have to do is be more personable, be more sales-minded. But these are marketing skill sets. The average creator is not strong on the communication scale when it comes to verbal communication, especially when you're talking about visual creators. Like, their communication skill and talent is to be able to use their imagination and bring something to fruition that did not exist. So, like, that skill set of salesmanship is not normally innate within creators. So right now, to me, it's a very vital time because there's a lot of creators right now that people don't even know that it exists, that could be cash cows for people who do have the skill set of being sales and marketing types. So just for you, I'd like to know what you guys think about that perspective.
I would like to chime in on that perspective.
Yes,
Sure,
sir.
go ahead. I can come in after.
So I deal with artists and stuff like that. And a lot of them have education, been in higher ed, but their higher ed education and teaching them their artistic talent teaches them nothing about the business side of creation. And so that's where some of that disconnect may come in. Thank you.
Well, I think a lot of that comes from the fact that they haven't been taught that. First off, you are the brand. They are the brand. They are the business. So the same way those skills that they use to grow their platform and create all type of different content that pique people's interest, they can do the same thing with learning the back end part of it. That's the business side. And it's not hard. It's the same way these guys out here selling dope. If they can let the dope go and you transfer them same skills over into like stocks and bonds and stuff like that, you'll see so many millionaires out here. That's what they're afraid of. They don't have to transfer their skills.
So, like, I understand that, but what I'm saying is this is the answer that the majority of creators are getting. Like, hey, you can do it too. It's easy for you to learn, especially like when you're talking to an average salesperson. They'll say, yeah, anybody can do sales. But that's just like me telling an accountant, anybody can draw or create a logo, right? Like, everybody can hold a pencil.
Yeah.
It's like different people have different skill sets for a different reason. And I think that right now that there's a lot of creators who are being ignored, or their talents are being ignored because there are sales and marketing type people who are telling them, hey, yeah, all you have to do is, when they're talking, like, you're trying to tell a horse how to fly.
But that's where delegation comes. Well, that's where everything is not meant for you to do. If that's not your skill, stay in lane. That's where delegation comes in. You have to know how to delegate. You can't be a one man show and try to do everything. It's not going to work. You're gonna burn yourself out.
No, that's
so.
facts.
For those, I would say, for the ones who can't do it on their own, delegate. Hire someone to do that.
Right.
I mean, you already got enough orders.
No, Coach, you absolutely right. To tap in on the original statement, you're right too. Rumbling, everybody's not meant to do everything, and I believe it's BS for someone to tell. I'm a sales. I consider myself a sales guru. Everybody can't do sales, bro. That's just a fact. Everybody cannot do sales, right? And the reason is because it's not their niche, it's not their lane. It is not to say that you shouldn't sell your product, because your product, if you're living in your purpose, your product is going to sell itself. All you have to do is present the value in your product and not sell it, but just present what the person is gaining from it, and people will buy it when they see the value. Now, when you talk about when you talk about creators and you talk about them having the, you know, like Coach said, delegations in order to make their business successful. That's what the third question is about. Remember, I said, what do I enjoy? And I mean, what do I enjoy that I'm also naturally good at as number one? And then number two is, what problem do I see in the world that I would like to solve? Number three is, how can I monetize my gift? Because monetizing your gift is what brings it all together, right? We're not in it for the money. We're not about the money. We're about the purpose. But at the same time, the money is a byproduct of your purpose. And who doesn't want to get paid to do something that they love to do, right? You're a creator, you love creating, so you would like to monetize that. The reason the question is, how can I monetize my gift, is because that essential characteristic, remember, your gift is your essential characteristic that people on the outside of you can recognize. So when you ask yourself, how can I monetize my gift? That should be the same answer to, what problem do I see in the world that I would like to solve? How can I monetize my gift is the answer to the problem that you want to solve. If you are living in your purpose and your niche. What you got, Neo?
So the marketing guru says it takes 5 years to build a brand. That's something like a general rule. And people are not conscious of this, and they do not understand that it takes time. I think Merch Life would be a perfect person to tell you about the time to build a brand, right? If they're not tuned into that, then they may say, well, after 6 months, I'm abandoning it. I don't see results. After a year, I'm abandoning this. I don't see results. After 2.5 years, I'm abandoning this. I don't see results. So one must be conscious that there's a general proposition, not to say that it applies to everybody, that it takes 5 years to build a brand. Thank you.
That's facts. And this is where the disconnect is. Because when you, like, let's say a painter, for instance, right? A painter may think that their purpose is to interpret something that no one else can see and present it in a way and a color scheme that people would appreciate, so they can get whatever feeling for it. It's going to take that painter, if they're really good and they have quality work, it's going to take them 4 to 5 years to master that skill. So what I'm saying is that specifically in our community, like, we're full of talent, and the term starving artist exists more in term of sales and marketing coaches or gurus, or, you know, whatever words people want to use to describe themselves, to describe that space. But at the end of the day, when you're talking about niche, you're talking about marketing, and the communication skills. Like, it just, there's a whole millions of artists right now that are waiting for quote unquote help, for someone to come in and develop a branding strategy for them, or to take a commission off their sales, because it's not their skill set.
All right, so I do have a solution to that, and I don't believe that. I have a challenge to that as well, because starving artists, yes, it takes years or however much amount of time to build a brand. However, in the process of you building the brand, you still have the product, right? So it's not about you particularly pushing the product. It's about you exposing the product, right? It's about you living in your purpose fully. So, for example, the example you used, the artist, right? The artist that believes his purpose is to interpret a vision that no one else can see. Who else is he trying to get to see it? Where is he showing his art at? Is he showing it to people that don't even look at art? Because that's what it sounds like. I'm saying that because, and I'm being this harsh because starving artist is a choice. If you're an artist, whether you're still building your brand or not, you have a product right in front of you. I know artists that will sit on a corner all day and ask people to come, hey, yo, come here, I'm about to paint you right now. That's money right there. And they're not pushing their product. They're just living in their perk. They're just doing what they love to do. I love creating art. I'm going to stand here and create as much art as I can right here today. And the people that see me, this is how I build my brand, because the people that see me create this art, they now know of me. And the people that enjoy this art, they will now spread the word. Your best sales representative is your customer. Your best sales representative is the person that goes and says, hey, yo, I just got these new LeBrons. They extra duper comfortable. Hey, yo, I just watched that movie last night. It was so awesome. Hey, did you see the new episode of P-Valley? Everybody that talks about something they enjoyed, it's super duper pause.
Free promotion.
That's free. Exactly. So everybody that produces anything, as long as you're producing it in front of people that want to consume it, you don't have to sell it. They're going to sell it for you. So starving artists, I believe, is a choice, bro. I believe, and I really strictly stand on that because I was once a starving artist, right? I used to go and sell my book. My book called The Science of Winning is basically how to be successful in any line of work. But it's really about, down to the nitty gritty, it's really about sales. So I used to go and try to sell this book to anyone and everyone until I realized that only entrepreneurs or other salespeople really want this book. And then when I started marketing it to them, that's when it became a bestseller. I'm 73 books in. I was 68 books in when I learned that. So it's like, starving artists, it has to be a choice, man. It has to be a choice, or it has to be a lack of knowledge and knowing that your product needs to be in front of people that already consume your product. Like if I'm an artist, I'm on Facebook inside of all the artist groups. I'm posting my stuff in there for free. Yo, check this out. I just did this and I was bored, y'all. What y'all think it is? Hey, can I get some feedback on this Martin Luther King portrait? Somebody is going to be like, yo, I like that. How can I get that? Or can you paint this for me? Or I might approach you like, yo, I need an illustrator for this children's book I wrote last night. What's up? So exposure is the best way for anyone to do the opposite of what a starving artist is, because you can't catch no fish until you catch that net.
No doubt.
You can't just say, yo, I got a
product. That was so perfect, yo. And I also want to give like one tip to the people that claim that they're starving artists. This is some free promotion for yourself and for anybody that you decide you want to do a review on. You buy stuff for yourself all day long. You're not gonna tell me that that Amazon ain't coming to your house every other day. Stop playing with me. So if Amazon is coming to your house every other day and you're buying stuff, why are you not reviewing that? Not only are you giving yourself free promotion by being on camera and doing a review for that, but then you're also making a profit by people buying from your link if you get smart enough to get your own link from Amazon. I mean, it's so many ways to make like half the money, man. There's no excuse, and I back you 100%, Jay.
Yes, sir. I 1,000% agree with all of y'all. Like marketing is definitely the key. I'm speaking as an advocate right now for other artists because I know that they have these communication limitations that they're trying to overcome because it's not their skill set. So like this is the last question that I would ask to like frame it, right? Would it be safe to say that the majority of professional or successful salespeople have like an A-type personality?
Can I hop in here?
Yeah, before we answer that, let's get Deus and then let's get Neo, because Neo has something to say. What you got, Deus?
All right. Before we keep going rumbling, thank you. I think what rumbling is really trying to say is we should come together and unify. And I think we're all of that same notion. And we just need to use people's talents. We have the people who know how to do this, people who know how to do sales. We have the creators. So if we sit down somewhere, like we could make a plan and actually get something accomplished. And before any more, come out, I think we're all of the same agreement. So no need to argue that point. I wanted to come back to choosing the right niche because it is very important. The psychological aspect of knowing what you're doing and knowing your project, why it's important, and then get everybody else's opinions on it. You know what I'm saying?
Yes. I want to say something real fast. And I want to really hone in what Merchandise said about exposing the product. As a person who's in the art marketing business, we have a saying: the art that gets sold is the art that gets seen. Bottom line. So those people want to get their art sold, they must get their art seen. Thank you.
That's a bar, man. So look, we definitely can get into the combination of the skills and talents that are here and the gifts, because like I said, the gift will make room for you, man. So my man Rumbling, if you want, we can actually do a call after this, outside of the Impact meeting. But like Dave said, we got to get back into choosing, the right niche. And I think everyone here, as a matter of fact, is there anyone here? Unmute yourself if you are a person who hasn't chosen a niche yet.
I would just say that I found mine recently after I thought I was in mine before. So like now I'm actually living it, and I know what my message is. I know who I need to speak to essentially with my marketing. But before I thought I had one, and I kept bouncing niche to niche. So finally it's like, oh, okay, I get it. I get where I am.
Okay, G, that's good input. And what you got, Monifa?
I'm just saying I don't have one either.
Okay. So before we, Monifa, I'm definitely going to address that. But G, I got a question for you. Just for the light of the example, what did you believe your niche was before? And when you found it, how did you find it? And what is it now?
Good question. So before I thought my niche was my gift, right? So I was honing in on something specific. So, Coach brought up cooking. When I started Hustle and Bustle, I wanted to do plant-based meal preps. And initially I thought that was my niche, is I should just do meal preps and I should just be providing the service. And I quickly, I'll say, kind of got drained from that because I didn't set myself up to believe that this is my talent, my skill, my niche, right? I went into then fitness training and realized that, okay, this is part of it. This is also it. And this is my niche. I'm helping other women be plant-based, but also work out. And then it really wasn't, because there was a piece of it that was missing, which is really my actual gift of empowering and helping people and helping them find wellness in every area of their life and actually live in it. So now it's holistic. It's holistic healing, holistic living. So my niche is holistic lifestyle. And I got that through realizing that my skill was one thing, my talent was another, and I was acting in all of those things, but not bringing them all together.
Yes, ma'am.
Keep doing that. I'm glad moving forward with your dreams. Don't let nobody tell you to go the other way. You keep going the way you know that's right for you. Because that goes back to what Merc was saying yesterday. Just because you have like a little miss up or hiccup, you still on the same track that going to the finish line. You ain't went too far off. You right back online. So
just like that GPS, man. When you make a wrong turn, it's still taking you to the same destination. It's just a different path now. That's all.
Yeah, that took a lot of realizing, and a lot of someone telling me, hey, this is it. Like, you know what you need to do. And then luckily I've been able to start surrounding myself with people that empower that skill and talent and gift in me, and able to empower myself through it and feel like, okay, this is actually it. So I feel like I'm living it and can speak to it on the drop of a dime.
Yeah, it sounded like it took self-actualization. One of the 4 pillars of the GPS, but you already know.
You don't say.
Get excited, man. So yeah, what you got, Neo?
Well, her energy reminds me of also about, we have to grind these things out. We have to stay focused. We have to grind these things out. Anything that's worthwhile does not come easy. So that's what I always heard. So anything that's worthwhile does not come easy. We just have to grind these things out. That's where that 5 years concept. I know people don't want to accept that, and I agree. You shouldn't accept that it has to take 5 years to blow up. But just be mindful it may not happen overnight. for many people. Thank you.
And remember, that is a short-term goal. 5 is a short-term goal. So always keep that in mind, y'all. Learn about the short-term and long-term goals. Those are part of your business plan.
And man, what you got? What you got? I'm listening.
Yeah. So I would consider myself multi-talented, and I've been in a couple of niches, but I find myself not wanting to give up certain niches. Like I do makeup, I do photography, and I have a podcast where I do self-development and self-care and stuff like that. So I find myself kind of spreading myself thin when it comes to creating content for all three. So I've tried to focus on just one, but I have like this feeling like I should still pursue the other ones as well. So what do you like suggest? Do I just focus on one and let that grow and then go to the other, or still try to work on all three? Or
all right, so Lala, listen, you sound like me a year ago. If you go look up my name on Instagram, I got 7 Instagram accounts. I actually got so many Instagram accounts that I got to use 2 phones to be logged in all of them, because my phone be like, you have the max amount of account you can't log. So basically what I'm saying is, what if I told you, and this is my Morpheus voice, what if I told you that all of those gifts and talents are the same niche? Because remember I said, I'm an author, I'm a motivational speaker, and I'm a salesman by day. The common denominator, if you will, is communication. So communication is my gift, but my skill is maybe selling things, and my talent is maybe, wordplay or using words or whatever. And I can really rap too. Like I really know how to rap, like lyrically. I'm not bragging. I'm just saying that that's my gift, communication. So my question to answer your question is, first I'm going to say, I don't believe you should have everything on one account, right? Let's get that out the way. It's nothing wrong with you having 3 Instagrams. It's nothing wrong with you having 3 fan base accounts. It's nothing wrong with you having 3 YouTube channels. But I will say this, you do need a hub that represents all that you embody. And for the consumerism behind it, you need a hub that represents all that you embody. So my main YouTube channel is called Merch Life Network. And the reason it's called Merch Life Network is because all of the other YouTube videos from my Merch Life Publishing YouTube and the Merch Life Entertainment YouTube, where I do like reviews on pop culture events, and the Merch Life Publishing joint is where I do things about how to get your own book and how to become an author and different tidbits on that subject. But all of the videos that I make are all on Merch Life Network, because that is the hub that represents what I am as a whole. So what I recommend to you is having one hub and then separate your they're not niches, but separate your different talents and skills in line with who you want to market to, right? So Merch Laughs, the comedy page, that page is open to any and everyone, people that just want to laugh. Merch Life Publishing, I'm only following authors, and on the Twitter account or on the Instagram account, I'm only following people that have something to do with publishing books or writing books, or people that are already authors. So when I go in there, that timeline is exactly what relates to the subject that I need to be putting out. You see what I mean? So can you name the 3 things that you do again? I think you said makeup. I know you said you have a podcast.
Makeup, photography. I also did cooking, but I dropped that because it was very labor intensive, and I felt like I fell off of everything else. And then I have a podcast where I discuss self-development and everything like that. But I want to make videos as well. So not just a podcast, but actually have an account where
video podcast.
Well, not just I don't want it to just be the podcast. I want it to be like an account where I encourage women to, stay strong, have self-care, self-development, and getting their life together and stuff like that. So the whole
girl, you a millionaire. You know you're a millionaire, right? I don't know if you know, because I just saw the vision of all the things. All right, 40, hold up. I'm in the meeting. Go back in here, okay? Love you. So I just saw all of the things that you talked about coming together. And I'm going to give you the game real quick. So as a podcaster, right? Your podcast, it says life strategist in your bio. Your podcast can be about the strategy that you use to make these things successful. Now, before you consider it success, or before you make it what people, particularly want to see, your video content can be, all right, so I got a story about this happening to me, and this is what I learned from it. But while you're telling your story, you're also applying the makeup that you're teaching the people how to apply correctly. So do a video of you putting together some makeup, but then tell your story, your origin story. How did Lala become who she is right now today? And also, this is how you apply this makeup. Wham! That's two birds with one stone there. And then the other thing is, you're a licensed cosmetologist and a photographer? What? Do you know man, listen. Okay, I'm a cosmetologist, so I do makeup, right? But I'll do yours for free this one time. And why are you doing the makeup for free this one time? Because I also am going to take pictures while I'm doing it. So now I got the photography tied into the free makeup, tied into I was talking about it while I was doing her makeup. So I also showed you how to do makeup while I did hers for free. And on the back end, I got her on camera giving me a review of how much she loves the makeup that I did on her. And then I can interview her on my podcast as well. So it's like everything you're doing really ties into itself. The spider web is already here.
Hey, Mert. Hey, Jay, you just hit something on the nail, too. How about this? What I don't understand for all of the, the black hairstylists that have their own shops and stuff like that. Why haven't you made a space in there for you to take your pictures, like with the backdrop and all that? That's more money. That's half.
When I had my salon, I actually did that, and it was like I used to be a big influencer, not big, but a substantial influencer. I was trying to L'Oreal back in the day, but I had my child, and he was diagnosed with autism, so that took its course. But so I'm trying to get back into the influencing field, but I just don't want to focus on makeup because my life has evolved to a lot of other things, and I have a story to tell. So,
hey,
yeah.
So hold up, Lala. First off, I would like to interview you on my podcast because that story is going to inspire another woman to get off her feet and do something about her situation, about her life. The fact that you were signed to L'Oreal and then you had your son and then your son stricken with autism, that is a story in itself right there that people want to hear. They need to hear. You are an inspiration to other women. And I'm going to help you get that book published too. You already know. But you need to tell that story though. People want to hear that story. You need to tell it on your platform. I would also like to interview you so you could tell it on my platform. But you are a gold mine. Like, you are a gold mine. You just have to be consistent and put that story out there and continue to tell what is actually going on. Just tell the truth. People want to hear the truth. They definitely want. They don't want to know, what I'm doing next week or what I'm doing. No, what are you doing right now? People want to know what you're doing right now. Like, if you go to my YouTube right now, I'm in a bathroom inside of a hotel. I am living in a hotel right now.
Yeah.
The reason why I'm living in a hotel right now is explained on countless YouTube videos because of the situation that happened at my house. I done drove the whole 7-member family to Florida, 14-hour drive, got a $180 ticket, falling asleep doing 109 miles an hour. The cop turned it to 88 so I wouldn't get a $300 ticket. So like that whole story is what's going to bring even your haters. It's going to bring them around, and that's going to get you engagement. It's going to get you. And then when you put your book out, it's like now I have a physical product on top of that. So you're getting 7 streams of income off of the same thing. Because that whole, to be a millionaire, you need 7 streams of income. It don't mean you need 7 niches. It just means you need 7 streams. You could create 7 streams out of the same problem that you solved, out of the same solution that you came up with out of yourself. you're already a millionaire, Lala.
Thank you. I never really looked at it that way. And so the struggling artist aspect, I feel like that's me, was me. And right now I'm just trying to navigate it. And, yeah, you're right. It probably is a choice. And, yeah, the insight. Thank you for that insight.
Yes, ma'am.
Quick question. I just wanted to chime in if you don't mind. And everything that y'all are talking about is very influential. But I'm trying to figure out how can I give support. And when I mean give support, I mean in this way. I understand that content creators have a lot that they have to do. And especially if you're dealing with a podcast, especially on the audio end of it. The only thing I'm trying to do is actually give support to people who have podcasts and you don't want to go through the editing process. And I've tried to market this in several ways to people and I also do commercials and voiceovers and stuff like that. But I'm just trying to offer that one service. If you have a podcast and you don't feel like dealing with the editing process of it, let me come to you. I've done a few commercials and stuff like that. I'm still trying to get a website and stuff together. Thanks to Coach, and Coach has helped me out a lot as far as getting me set up with the domain and stuff like that. But that's all I'm trying to do is offer support. And then I reach out to people who are trying to do podcasts or either have not started a podcast and want to start one, and you want to know the equipment that you need. I want to offer that service as well. And I've been pushing it for a while, and I've been working with 2 or 3 podcast creators, one out of Alabama, one out of Florida. But how can I reach more people? I mean, is there a marketing strategy that you would have for that?
Yeah. For one, I want to say this, right? The one thing I want to say is, can you please DM me some of your work? Because I'm actually actively looking for an editor right now. I'm good at editing, but my time constraints restrict me from being able to have the time to edit. So yeah, you got a job right here, buddy. I'm looking for somebody like that, man. But
I'm gonna try to tell. That's all you got to do. The same thing. He just answered on what he just did. He just came in the room and did what? He marketed himself, and now he gets more work. That's all you got to do, bro. I've been telling you this. So I appreciate that you're doing this now, man. For real.
Well, that's just it. I've been doing it, but it's just like nobody's biting.
Because you was in the wrong room.
Not even that. Not even that. Let me tell you. Well, yeah, you might have been in the wrong room around the wrong people, but not even that. Let me tell you something about the law of averages. The law of averages states that you got to get a couple no's before you get them yeses. So even if you feel like nobody's biting, you only getting closer to the person that is going to bite. And guess where he at? Right here. And I'm not saying this to build my platform or saying this to make it sound good for the recording or so the YouTube video is popping. I'm saying this because I actually need an editor. That is an actual need. Like the GPS needs an editor. Merch Life Industries needs an editor. So that's possibly 2 jobs right there, bro. And then to answer the question though, in order to market yourself when you have a product that is not visible, like not tangible, nobody can go look at it, do something for free. First thing I would do is do something for free. And how do you get locked in to someone that needs that help, that needs that work done? You go in and you go take someone's content, something that you see is trash, and you're like, man, this editing job was horrible. And then you go edit it. And then you put it back up there in front of that person who thought that they did a good job, or in front of the person who thought their editor did a good job. And you're like, hey, bro, I don't mean to step on nobody's toes or nothing, but this is some of my work right here. I know this looked like your video, but this is my edit of your video. Watch that for me, see how you like it, and compare it to the product you already have. I'm just saying, this is what I do, bro. I'm not, and you don't tell them no price. You don't tell them, that you want to be hired or nothing like that. You just put the value out there. The value is the biggest thing, right? So, like with me, when I market the I Am the Author class, I've done 6 free I Am the Author classes before I marketed it. Before I made it $100, and it's $200 next month, and it's going to be $400 the month after that, and $800, and then $1,600, and so on and so forth, because it's really worth 10 G's. It's really worth $10,000. But before I made it $100, I did it for free about 6 times. Why? because the people that created books out of the free information I gave them just for them being there are now testimonies for me to sell what they know. So on the commercial, I got a bunch of different authors saying, yeah, I learned a lot from this class, or look at my book, I'm so excited, or yeah, you need to write a book because you don't know you can make money off what you already making money off of. Every business, every family, every creator, y'all, we all need a book. We all need a book. It's something that you know that a lot of people don't, and you can make it into a book. Like editing, you can make a book about how to edit. You see what I'm saying? So, and not to sell you the I'm the author class, but the way to market a product that's not tangible is to, one, do it for free so you can get the receipts. Number two, use the receipts so people can purchase more product. And number three, get in a room that your solution, that there's a problem to that. There's a problem for you to solve. If you get around the problem, you're gonna solve it, and somebody gonna compensate you for that.
I say one thing on this though.
Yes, sir.
Stop looking at it like it's free, because it's not free. What it is look on the other side. Would you want to have to pay for something for that type of publicity? Would you have to pay out? Would you want to pay out of your pocket? Would you? Just answer that question first, and then go back and look at how you did those classes that you claimed for free when they really wasn't. You got they were free for you.
Yeah, I got value out of them.
Yeah. So you got to stop looking at. You got to learn how to look at that glass half full or half empty.
Hey man, listen.
I like to just build on something real fast that Merch said.
Yes, sir.
My marketing gurus taught me that you must have that book. You want to blow up, you must create that book. Something else that Merch Life said, from your worst mess will come your greatest success. So when he's telling you about finding products to edit, yes, find the most terrible product jobs out there, hook them up, and the difference from the before and after will be so evident. So the worst mess will create your greatest success.
I wanted to jump in and say I'm definitely interested, Armand, as well in your services. And I wanted to just give some insights on when we're talking about developing a niche. One aspect of it is trying to figure out what you're doing, whether it be your cooking, photography, whatever. The other aspect of niche in the word is who you're talking to. And I think that's the problem in the marketing space that a lot of young brands and creators are having, is trying to figure out who they're talking to. If I could give any advice to anyone who's listening who may have that problem, the best strategy is to talk to yourself. A very concise effort to individualize us to a fault. But we aren't all as unique as we would like to think ourselves to be. Like there's a lot of replications of our personalities out there. So if you build a marketing strategy on the things that you like to do, like Lala, you said you're a photographer. So like if you build a strategy talking to yourself as a photographer, but knowing the things that you like as a photography, maybe it'd be black and white or nature or children. Those specific types of styles, someone your best one.
Hey, Rumbling, bro, you hit it on the net. You hit the nail on the head, bro. Because this is the last thing I'm gonna say, because I am 10 minutes late. I gotta get up out of here. I was supposed to be gone at 9:30. So, marketing to the easiest person to market to is yourself. You know what can be said to get you to buy something. You know what you want to see. You know what you want to get. And it's only 16 personality types on the planet Earth. It's only 16 personality types on the planet Earth. 16, bro. It's 16. So that means out of 8 billion people. Out of 8 billion people, I don't know the math correctly, but it's 16 personality types, bro. So that means out of 8 billion people, there's somebody that thinks and acts and walks and does the same thing you do and enjoys the same things that you enjoy. like Rumbling said, we're not as unique as we wish we were, right? Now everybody is different, but it's 16 basic personality types. So what I'm saying is that the easiest person to market to is yourself. So duplicate whatever it is that you would purchase. Market the way that you like to be marketed to. And then you'll again gain those customers that you can relate with, those like-minded people, man. So yes, thank you for that, Rumbling. And you guys are the best, man. This was a great meeting today. Anybody got anything to close out with before I do the official close? We're gonna go until 9:45. What you got, Coach? Wait, hold up, Mind Game. Let Coach finish the thought. What you say, Coach?
You're in the matrix, Coach.
Yeah, Coach. It sounds like you underwater, bro.
Nah.
All right, Coach. Come right back, Coach, because we can't hear you. What you had to say, Mind Game?
I was saying, what days do you be on every day? On every 5 days of the week?
Yes, sir. Monday through Friday. It sounded like that's what Coach was saying too. That's crazy. I couldn't understand.
Okay, what time?
8:30 a.m.
What time?
EST.
Okay, cool.
Yes, sir. 8:30 a.m. EST. Thank you, Neo. That's Hood Over Hollywood. Thank you, Monifa. Thank you, Coach. Thank you, Armand. Thank you, Rumbling. Thank you, Lala. Thank you, Eric. What up, Eric? How you feel? Thank you, Mind Game. Thank you, Thomas, in the audience, man. You already know. I ain't hear from my man Eric in a minute. I'm Merch Life J, motivational, inspirational speaker for parapreneurs across the globe. And I see y'all on Monday, man. Get excited. Keep loving yourself. Keep getting
Monday morning.
Yeah, Monday. All right, bet. So get excited. Phew. Yes, that was a lot, man. That was a lot. Thank y'all for coming through, man. Self-actualization, definitely. I seen all the comments. I was watching it on my phone, but yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. That's how you find your niche, y'all. And if you're still having trouble finding your niche, if you still want to talk about it, if you still have a question, I know you're inside of the group Merch Life University on Facebook already. If not, you need to go join it. If you haven't joined the group, I don't know what to tell you. You can go follow it on Instagram as well, and still get some insight throughout the week, because we're only here live every Monday at 11 a.m. And the podcast, the Merchcast, will be conducting itself at 8 p.m. every Monday night as well. So I'll see y'all later, man. Get excited. I'm Merch Life J, motivational, inspirational speaker for parapreneurs across the globe. Say bye, man. Say bye. Say bye-bye. Goodbye. See y'all later. Peace.